This is a wild patch of my garden that I've just been letting go to seed. It's just a bunch of random stuff. In this group, I have that I can pick out particularly. We have mallow, sunflowers. I believe that is a radish. Another section I've just been letting the weeds take over. That's to keep ground from eroding when it rains. Also, this stuff, like this mallow, I can eat it if I want to, but generally what I'll do is I'll let it get big, pull it, and then feed it to the chickens. Nothing in this bed yet. It's up against my chicken coop, that's why these boards are here, is to protect any young tender greens from being eaten by them. I won't go the whole length, but I do have these hollyhocks I planted against the backside of that coop. That's to help with shade and retaining water to help make it cooler in the summer. Also, it gives them some entertainment when they're nice and big, and I can pick the seeds off and feed them to them. This bed, there ain't a lot going on that you can see on the surface, but I've planted sunchokes here. They'll create a tuber that's edible like a potato, and it's low in glycemic count. This bed right now, it is a dugout bed. I have sunflowers in the back here. I did plant amaranth in here, except it all died, so I have to replant it. No growth yet in here, but I did have sweet potatoes in here last season. This season, I dug it all out, cleaned it, and I put strawberries in here. In this bed, I have asparagus. Also have some basil planted. It's seeded, but I don't think it's going to grow. Next to that, I have a hummingbird feeder. There'll be videos of them feeding. I also let this grow on purpose. That there's white goosefoot. That's free chicken feed. The basil plant I had, that I got the seed from, I don't know if it's living or if it's dead still. The rest of this mess, free chicken feed. Alrighty, I'm going to show another section of my garden. We have a bunch of random seeds thrown in here. There's herbs, flowers. There are a few, I believe, cucumbers or melons in here. I don't expect them to do very good. Just whatever grows, grows for our enjoyment and the birds. To keep on going on, here I'm planting watermelon and cucumbers. Nothing sprouted yet, as it's all been direct seeded. It'll take about 7 to 14 days before germination. Alright, I want to talk about these sticks here. These are actually pepper plants. These ones. I trimmed off all the dead stuff over the winter, kept them warm. Now that it's starting to warm up, they're starting to get these little green spots. That growth I mentioned, it'll start bushing up like this until it goes back to that. You may notice I left all this junk, leaves, litter. The reason I do that is so that beneficial species such as praying mantises or ladybugs and the like can leave their eggs and stuff in here, and they'll stay warm through the winter. Speaking of bugs, this is, I believe, a praying mantis, Uthacod they call it. Onto the tomato. Got some ripe ones in here, I'll have to harvest it. This is what it looks like after the winter. You'll notice I've got this fuzzy stuff here. This is wool. unprocessed, dirty. I actually spin yarn, but it was suggested to keep the roots warm, and in my opinion, I think it's worked pretty good. Pardon the mess. I'm not in the mind to clean it up at the moment. Got some radishes here. These are a breakfast radish variety. They're not spicy, they're actually rather sweet. They're rather small at the moment, but these are corn coming up. Here I have the last of the winter carrots, which will now become the spring carrots because those ones down there did not grow very well until recently. A little bee friend. Sunflower patch. Some chard. That moves into green onions. Back into sunflowers. These are carrots that have gone to seed. That's what the seed looks like. Well, it's still on the head, not quite ripe yet. That one's a little more. And some peas that I grew. They have some very lovely flowers.